Good morning and welcome to episode 1201 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Pat's got the Utes saying no to porn once again and much more in your cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah, this might have an impact on your ability to masturbate freely in the future, so you might want to listen up.
My goodness.
Just send me to jail.
Send me. Well, no, guys like us.
I'm not going to stop. You know,
millennials, Xers. We know what it's like to have a little thing called the spank bank. We actually know what that is.
Yeah, that's right. Bring it back. It's might be the age of the spank bank.
DVDs, maybe. You know.
Yeah,
that's true.
For those of us that held on to their DVD collections.
Yeah. Porn stores. I saw a great porn store billboard the other day on the highway. So it's still alive. You know,
there's
you can still get
tons of them in Austin.
Yeah, those stores, the Megaplex ones, those are hilarious.
They are.
You can still get your hands on some sticky DVD.
Maybe we should do some content. I don't think they like filming in there, but maybe we could do like some of the glasses
No.
content.
Highly illegal to film.
Definitely no filming in there. But a great time nonetheless. Wes has Russian trained battle crows on deck. Is that right, Wes?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story. Russia has apparently trained your nemesis, the Raven, as as the Gray Crow to carry out its war atrocities on Ukraine. So I can tell you
that makes sense.
That. Yeah,
that makes total sense. The Raven would be on their side.
Yeah.
Wes is also broadcasting from the final stage of the Matrix, or heaven.
Right.
In the is that better?
That's much better.
There it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you go the other way, like you're just in a white hall.
It's like you're from Wes's podcasting from the beyond.
Yeah.
He's at the pearly gates.
That's better. That lets us know it's at least a fucking room.
Do I look smarter when I'm brighter?
You kind of actually. Yeah, you look like you're like telling us something that we have to listen to.
Like I'm wise.
Yeah, you got like an aura.
Yeah, you're like a god. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll keep it like
I kind of like it. Yeah.
Right. I'll keep it godlike.
Now we got a god on the podcast. I mean, who knows what could happen? All right. I've got a shitty situation in the hole, which makes sense. It would be in the hole. Shitty situation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a couple of them actually. Yeah. And somebody's some corn in there. Nuts. And Mark's got one of the most epic benders of all time to clean this one up today.
Yeah, he had some fun. We've all been there, but not like in this way. This is.
I think we wish, right? This is like one of those we wish we had been there in this way.
We've been there, but not in this locale. I'll put it that way. Yeah.
Ooh.
When we've been there. Yeah.
Very intriguing.
It's like when you guys used to call me when I would be away from Charlottesville, but leave messages. It's a bender, and you missed it.
While on like 8,000 of beer pong. Yeah.
Ashley was in town for that. Yeah, we're on a bender, and you missed.
I was like, oh my god,
that's
just filming a wedding.
Well, terrible.
Back then, you would have been filming like
what a mean call.
Filming a TV show.
Yeah, somebody at a house. Somebody doing like a house hunting.
Bender.
Who would miss the bender the most?
I missed it. I missed it as well.
Yeah. Pat was in the house.
I went upstairs.
So he tried to miss it, so we could hear it. It was so loud. So
yeah.
Boy, that beer pong table was soaked. Like it was a wooden desk that we repurposed into a beer pong table. Actually, my dad's old desk. And happy birthday, Dad, May 3rd.
Oh, nice.
And it was like beer logged because like it was a wooden top and it was just completely.
Well, it was 6 to 7 nights a week of beer pong.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently for a long time. Yeah.
What a time it was.
Yeah. Like the guy at the end of the show. See, it all relates. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'd be in on the Friday night action, but
yeah.
Rollover minutes get me out of there. Okay.
That wasn't in for the all week plan.
Pat, get us out of this bender.
You guys would get mean. Okay, let's get to the next one. The stories of the day, the cup of coffee. The full diaper.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Okay. The full diaper. I bet I could. I'm not going to spend the time doing it, but I could find Macho Man saying,
in a diaper.
We got a full diaper.
Yeah.
Were there any wrestlers that wore diapers?
I think there's a wrestler like Rowdy Piper you could get the purr at the end, and then there's a lot of die, like Diana or die.
I
like
bet we could piece it together, but
you
there
could
had to have been a
definitely piece it
wrestler.
together.
There had to have been one that wore a diaper.
Baby?
Gold Dust may have worn a diaper a couple times.
Was there a baby?
No.
Gold Dust. He may have worn a diaper a time or two. You'd have to look at his
was
tape.
out there. Yeah.
But he would have done it as a gag like once or twice if he did. I don't know who else would have done it.
Real quick before we get, you guys ever think about Yokozuna, the wrestler?
Ooh, he kind of wore a diaper. Yeah.
He kind of wears a diaper. Do you guys ever think about if he had a normal toilet or not?
Oh, no chance. He was 600. He was 600 pounds, dude.
Got to have some supports on that thing.
You know what's fucked up is Yokozuna was not Japanese at all. He was Polynesian. He's The Rock's uncle. He is Roman Reigns, the current champion for 1,000 days, is like dad or like uncle, and like all the entire like family of it's like this one Polynesian family that has like 17 Hall of Famers, but they made him a sumo wrestler because he was so fat and made him Japanese.
Is that a custom toilet you get? You think?
Oh, he crushed a regular toilet, just
I mean, what do
literally
you even do
to the ground.
Yeah, I bet it's like literally something like 2x4s in a bucket or something. Anyway,
He was
all right,
born
let's
in
get
San
into this.
Francisco. That's terrible.
He was born in San Fran.
What's
Okay,
their last
cool.
name? It's like Maya Villa or something. He's like Rocky's. All Maya Villas.
No,
No,
Does it say anything on the Wikipedia about toilets?
No.
Okay.
You know you're huge when you're too big for your wrestling family.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they have to
Huge
give
guy.
you. They have to put you in the sumo category.
Yeah.
And you're Polynesian. They're already huge.
Mm-hmm. You'll be a sumo wrestler. Would you guys ever do a men's retreat? Would you do a men's retreat?
Yes.
You would. Okay.
A men's? What do you mean? Like a Aaron Rodgers?
Like a bachelor party?
Well, okay. Here's what a men's retreat
Bachelor party.
is, according to ChatGPT. A men's retreat is a gathering or event designed specifically for men to take a break from their daily routine and responsibilities, engage in personal growth, spiritual exploration, sense of community, and most
Hookers?
importantly, to bond with other men. Would you guys do that weekend long?
If work made me, this sounds like rehab made you do it, maybe, or work.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, rehab and work type. No.
I thought this was going a different direction.
Yeah. Tell us about what was your rehab men's retreat like, Wes?
We were supposed to do. One of the things we were supposed to do is you go out in the woods. You're up all night. You do all these like kind of like team
Not on
building-
Coke though.
No, not on Coke. You do like team building
Adrenaline
activities
and love.
where you bond through overcoming obstacles. You sit in at the end we like sat in a fire around a fire pit, and it was so smoky that I could barely see. And you smoked
Did they make you sing
cigars.
They didn't make you sing Kumbaya, did they?
No, but they make you go around and share and just like talk and stuff. We were supposed to do this like kind of like a yurt, like a like steam
Sweat
sure.
lodge.
like a sweat lodge, yeah. Sweat lodge.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
because of COVID,
shit.
we weren't allowed to do it because it was just too tight. But it's like that.
Sweat
you know?
lodge would have
Yeah,
been
it's all about male bonding. Gets very gay for sure at times, but you know,
Sweat lodge
it's-
sounds pretty gay.
if you can get over that stuff, it's healthy.
Well,
And,
speaking of it
it's
sounding
about
gay-
brotherhood.
Okay, so Boy Scouts is somewhat of a men's retreat for boys.
Sure,
Because we've done
absolutely.
sweat lodges in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every day, if you're a boy, is a boys' retreat because you're just always
True.
hanging out with other dudes.
Yeah.
On the gay front, I did ask ChatGPT, is it normal for everyone to be shirtless at men's retreats?
Yep, we took off our shirts at the end.
Yeah, ChatGPT
It's
says
like
no.
camping. Why does it say no?
ChatGPT says no.
Yeah. Well, then I asked ChatGPT, well, then why are all the videos that I have of men's retreats all shirtless dudes? And it's you're watching gay porn, is what they said.
Oh no.
I would imagine though a men's
was.
retreat. It sounds like the scene from Top Gun where they're playing volleyball.
Is it
Just
like is it like a deterrent for straight guys where like they're like you have to get raped now, so don't come back to rehab or you'll go back to the men's retreat.
I have gone on a men's retreat as an adult, and it was a whitewater rafting trip.
You know what's coming for you.
Time.
What? Okay. Will, I think you're touching on something. What was the scenario there? What prompted that?
Religion.
I think it was a
Ding, ding,
no,
ding,
it-
Mark.
Religion.
No, it was not. That was for a birthday. I think. That was
Yeah,
not
but you
a-
went on a bicycle men's retreat for
That was
religion.
when I was a kid. Again,
Yeah.
as a boy on a church retreat.
That was
Men's retreats often don't involve getting like hammered. That's more of a bachelor party.
it's
like,
always religion.
That's literally the difference, Wes, is
Yeah.
between a bachelor
Yeah.
party and a men's retreat is
Yeah.
not getting hammered. Yes, it's always religion, Mark, or sometimes it is training because you're a shitty man. Like if you're a Real Housewives of New Jersey
Yeah.
fan, you know that Louie, her Teresa Giudice's new husband. He went, he like cried and talked on the
Right,
beach.
like
You
an
cry a
Andrew,
lot.
an Andrew Tate type thing, like be a man, meet
Exactly.
your potential, you
So those
pussy.
exist.
That
They
type
break
of
you
thing,
down.
yeah.
They break
Yeah,
you
yeah.
down until you cry, and it's supposed to be healthy. Yeah.
That's true.
So you're saying it's church summer camp for men.
Or you're a weak man. Either way, it's taking
Right.
your money. Guys, last month,
Or feminine men.
the Stronger Men's Conference took place, April 12 through 13. And that was at the Greater Southern Bank Arena. It was put on by the James River Church, Springfield, Missouri. And yeah, it's a big deal, huge deal, in fact. And I'm not sure how much of it has to do with religion, but I'm going to play you the clip, and it is kind of strange. I want your take on it. What you're going to see.
See these men in action.
I'll put the volume down so the listeners at home can hear the narration of what's going on.
Okay. A lot of dudes.
Yeah, we'll take us
A
through
lot of
this. What do you say?
smiles.
I mean, it's a lot of dudes wearing like casual athletic gear. Now they're like watching some guys in flat brims talk about the military and like put off
Tanks.
explosions on cars.
It looks
This
like
is
the
the-
scene
this
from
is
Idiocracy. where they
Very
have the
masculine.
It looks like
Yeah,
the
it's like-
battle scene from Idiocracy.
Well, yeah, it's almost like a combination of like a symposium and a monster truck rally.
It's oozing masculinity, except for that pineapple.
Oh, Carson
kind of
Wentz is
Carson
throwing
Wentz is
balls
there.
to the audience.
That's
Oh my God, intercepted. He got hurt throwing that.
You're damn right. Carson Wentz was out there. He couldn't suit up for 16 games this season.
Okay,
but
now
he's
there's
out there.
prayer. Okay,
Nah,
now
a
it's
lot of
definitely
prayer.
religion.
Now it's
a
the
lot of prayer.
brotherhood.
Okay,
Now
end
it's the
prayer.
touching and the
So
brotherhood.
it's definitely a church thing. Okay.
This looks like
This is
my
a church.
worst nightmare.
So yeah, it doesn't seem sick to you.
Oh, Mark, you would be so uncomfortable with this thing.
Oh, I hate that. I hate all that.
Yeah, oh, the monster trucks and whatnot. The tanks.
Monster trucks are fine, but I don't like a bunch of dudes being like, "Oh, look at the monster truck!" Oh, and then praying immediately afterwards. The fuck is that?
See, I love Mark because he's just a
Lord,
barometer.
thank you for
he's
letting
a
us be
bullshit.
this badass
he's a
monster
bullshit.
truck.
Bullshit.
barometer.
Yeah.
Church is boring
It
as
was a
shit.
beautiful show.
Everyone knows that, and the only way to get a group of men to extra church is to just not do church shit for half of it. The
Right.
second
I'd like to
half.
go to a monster truck show and have 17
Right.
beers and then leave and go home.
Can
Would
we
you
have
like
the
to-
second
That's not
service
like
be
that.
a monster truck rally? Promotion to make
I want
the
to
second
sleep in my
service
own bed,
monster truck.
passed out after I had 17 beers at the monster truck rally. I don't want to touch another guy's shoulders and cry in his face.
I'm gonna play the grand finale clip from last year, and I pose to you this, guys. If Jesus is so exciting, why the hell do you need the tank? And what you're about to see or hear is a gigantic fucking tank with essentially someone playing Macho Camacho shooting Uzis out of his left hand and his right hand.
Yeah.
And it is just the fucking best. Here we go.
It looks like the battle scene from Idiocracy. Here comes the tank.
Chuck
Gonna
Norris.
run over some fucking. Oh, he's shooting his guns. There's flames shooting out of the thing.
And he dyed his hair for it.
That's incredible.
He's running over electric cars.
Yeah.
Those are EVs.
Those are Priuses.
Get them out of here. Bet the batteries died anyways. Those, they die every two years. It's fucking pointless.
It starts a bigger fire.
Yeah. Former guests include MLB Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins was there, UFC Hall of Famer
course.
Matt Hughes, and others. Josh
Matt
Hawley,
Hughes.
Did Matt Hughes lay on top of the cars and get run
Big
over
time.
by the tank on purpose?
big time. He's got strong
Oh,
abs.
that's a low blow.
This
Oh,
He
if
did
you
have
get
that
that, if you get
breakdown.
that joke,
Yeah,
These kind of
if you
things,
remember that. Those
put his car right on the train tracks, probably on purpose.
they remind me of a kinder Andrew Tate crowd. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
Andrew Tate for God.
it's
is-
they're all misogynists, but they're just nice misogynists.
What did Tate Bros call themselves?
tater tots or
homos.
rapists.
Not fake homos. They ain't homos.
Well,
God tells me
anyways.
I'm better than you, and I should protect you and be the head of the household.
They call themselves men.
I think it's a get the fuck out of the house. I will say, on the frequently asked questions on the website, one of the top questions was, "Can I bring my son?" But can I bring my son? Which makes sense. So look, not for me, but a lot of people are calling it cult-like, and it's got
Like,
cult-like
if your son's
vibes on the internet.
Well, I mean, it's just like a church, but it's a rally. It's like a rally church. I don't know why people are surprised.
It's just extra church that
they've
have
done
to put BMX
massive
bikes
church events
in.
like this in Christianity forever. So
There you go.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, you were never going to stop Carson Wentz
weird, but
from going to a mega church rally and tossing balls to the audience. That is going to happen.
Missing his target.
Carson Wentz is long gone.
Jesus fucking Christ. What is it? Man, that was like Robert
Well, yeah, of
Griffin
course,
III.
Mark, you're not going, but there's a huge market for
Wes
it.
is going, apparently. I'm out.
There's money to be made.
I didn't say I was going. I just said I didn't see anything wrong. Like
You couldn't pay me to go. You couldn't pay me $10,000 to go to that retreat for a week.
Televangelism has been
I'm
a
not
huge
going
industry
voluntarily.
for a long
That's
time.
for sure.
No, I know.
There's a reason
You're getting
why.
signed up. Guys, you're getting signed up.
I want to. I mean, I'm going.
We should go. I will say all 47 of the quarterbacks that have played for Washington over the last 6 years need to take a beat. Carson Wentz, Robert Griffin III's at the fucking draft. Like, dude, are you kidding me? It's
He's
disgusting.
trying to
it's
he's
disgusting.
so
He was there, Will.
ambitious.
It's disgusting. He was there.
It is.
Where does he get
Well,
off?
it's disgusting what Shanahan did to his knee too. I mean, I feel
That's true.
a little bad for RG3.
That's true. All right, let's
Sam
move on.
Howell is going to be your guy. Sure.
Sam Howell's our guy. You know that.
Hey, he's
Sam
better than
Howell's our
people
guy.
think.
A lot of people are saying that.
Put that out there now in May.
Well, everyone thinks he's a turd, so I hope so.
That's right. Exactly. Better than that.
Okay.
Bar is low.
If you don't watch out, Mark, you're gonna get the Howell scowl. Guys, what's the worst part about the beach?
Nothing.
Seagulls.
Leaving
Wes.
it.
Wes is on my tip today. Seagulls. Fucking hate them. You know who else hates them? The zoo, the Blackpool Zoo in the United Kingdom, because when you're hearing this, it's already too late. They're offering a position, they're hiring 5 people for this position, and this is a seagull deterrent / visitor services assistant. Here's what the gig is, guys. They're asking humans, because look, it's a zoo. They want to be nice. They don't want to employ a hawk like the U.S. Open did, right? A lot of tennis matches are doing that now. They're employing hawks. That's too mean. So the zoo is asking people to dress up in eagle costumes like this.
No way. No way that's the costume.
That's the costume. That's from the listing. That's the costume right there.
This is like a Japanese wolf costume. Remember that?
That's to chase away.
Wait a minute. The Japanese wolf costume's better than that. That looks like a
way
that's a
better, but it's
plastic.
kind of the
that's a
same
plastic costume. It looks like a football with wings.
Well, there's
it's like
not
a
that many
mascot,
options. Have you Googled eagle costume, Mark?
Oh, I guarantee you, there's better eagle costumes than that.
How stupid are seagulls? I mean, they think that's a
they're
real
birds.
eagle.
They're birds, Will.
Well, that's at least.
Look, I found a felt one right away. Get
at
some
least
better
20
material.
times the size
Is it
of a
sick?
real eagle.
I bet
Let me
it's
read
hot,
you the
though.
posting. Let me read you the posting. Here's the job posting, guys. A men's retreat should not be all shirt. No, okay, that's a different one. At Blackpool Zoo, it goes without saying that we all love animals. And as a seaside resort, Blackpool is not short of seagulls. However, the seagulls are proving to be a bit of a nuisance when it comes to trying to steal food from our visitors and from our animal enclosures. Go figure. They want to get fed too. We need to do what we can to keep the seagulls away from our main visitor dining areas, which is why we're looking for a team of people to join our visitor services team as, quote, seagull deterrents. We're looking for people that are, quote, visitor focused, friendly, energetic, flexible, whoa, okay, outgoing, as you need to be comfortable wearing a bird costume and looking like an asshole. The role will be offered with variable seasonal hours. So if this sounds like something you're into, email your CV to blank, 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 blank.
So the pay is shit. The schedule is shit.
1080 pounds.
The
1080 pounds an
costume,
hour.
the costume is shit. Look, get him this costume.
That one
Look
does
how-
fuck.
That one's awesome. Look at the face on that eagle. That's pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. No seagulls going near that shit. Maybe they
No.
road tested it, Mark. I don't know.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, 200 people applied. Apparently
200.
200.
Well, I mean, also, we have people. Colin Phillips in the chat says he wants the job. There's people
But
want to be a
$15
seagull
an hour.
chaser.
It's $15 an hour.
That's
They-
not a lot.
Huh?
Unless you're working 100 hours a week. That's not great.
Yeah, it's got to be like a punishment.
Time
or
and a
something.
half.
Yeah, and they got applications from Australia, India, Uganda, and Ukraine, which makes sense. They want to get out of there, but the other ones don't make sense.
Ukraine would do it for $1 an hour.
They do it for $1. Get me the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, would you guys
Seagull
do this?
chaser.
No,
No, not for
No.
that pay. No, and not for that invariable amount of work that's not consistent. No.
This seems like, you know what
I
the
don't even know if
Yakuza
it works.
Oh no, there's no way it works. Well, you know what the Yakuza do in
Just
Japan?
Peck that costume.
The Yakuza will offer you like credit to like gamble on, right? But once you get in debt with them, they will force you to do work for them, and then they control the contracts for like nuclear waste cleanup. So they staff themselves, the contracts they have. I bet this is like a situation like that. Like if you,
now you're the eagle.
exactly, now you're the eagle.
Yeah.
Guys, two teenage girls.
Looks like it landed on black. Now you're the eagle.
Now you're the fucking eagle. Did you guys follow this horrible story out of Oklahoma? It's like fucking insane. The teenage girls that were found dead along with 5 other bodies.
Oh yeah, I've seen a little bit of that.
7 bodies at the same house.
One of them was like a sex. One of them was like a pedophile, right?
One of them is a pedophile.
Yeah, one was a pedophile.
Wes, you might want to listen up because I know that you're very aware of all of the many pedophiles that are on your block.
I know exactly where they all are. Yeah.
This is a pedo. He lived in Oklahoma. He not lured, but okay, here's the situation.
Lord. Good word.
Not Lord. So this guy, McFadden, I think it's James McFadden. He lived in rural Oklahoma. He had a family, and 2 teenage girls went to go spend time with his family over the weekend, Sunday. One of them is Brittany Brewer. She went to spend the weekend with the McFadden family. She's supposed to return home Sunday night, but she never returned. With her was a 14-year-old friend.
She stumbled on his dungeon or something.
No, she was supposed to be there. Here's what was going on. This is so fucked up. So McFadden,
He's got a daughter or something?
Yeah, he has a daughter. Well, yeah, she's dead. But he's a sex offender. He was accused of rape, and he was facing charges on Monday. He was supposed to go to court to face charges for a trial for texting or sexting a 16-year-old girl using a cell phone while he was in prison. So I guess he was in prison.
Wow.
And sexting
what a way to add time to your sentence.
Okay.
Exactly. And I guess on Sunday night, he's supposed to go to trial on Monday. He was texting that same girl who he was texting from prison, his accuser, right? And he was essentially saying that because she wasn't dropping the charges, some bad things were going to happen. He said, I did exactly what I promised I would do when I got out. I got a marketing job, making great money, and was just being advanced. Been there 2 years and made a great life like I promised I would do with you, which is really weird. So essentially he's like talking to his 16-year-old fucking victim that he's been sexting forever, being like, I'm set up this great life for us. Meanwhile,
Like he's trying to get his wife back.
But he's living with his wife and his family. It's fucking sick, dude. He continues, this is all on you for continuing this. Now it's all gone. I told you I wouldn't go back. Going back to jail. This girl, I don't know if she's a teen anymore. She might be an adult, but she was 16, so pretty recently.
Yeah,
so this girl has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, why are you fucking texting me? Fuck off, man. We're going to trial tomorrow. Turns out he murdered the 2. Well, police aren't saying murder yet, but come on, it's murder.
Where are the other 5? What are the other 5?
His
bodies,
family.
though?
His family.
His whole family.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And himself.
Super fucked up, dude.
Whoa.
Absolutely insane.
I guess trial's off.
Yeah, no, trial's off. Fucked up, man.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Dark one.
That guy's an evil motherfucker.
He tried to blame it on her for not getting back with him, the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Told you this would happen.
Real cool. Anyway, let's get to the top story of the day. This is a lot more fun than that. You're going to love it.
The cream of the crop!
Unless you live in Utah. Then you're not going to love it. Let me take you guys through a quick history about the state of Utah, right? It's a state that's the most greatly controlled by a religious organization, the Mormons, Latter-day Saints. Somehow...
A lot of men's retreats.
A lot of men's retreats out there. Somehow leading it
time.
to be the most repressed state in the Union. And somehow that, in turn, surprisingly, led to it being the horniest state in the nation. That's Utah.
You don't say. You don't say. It's funny how that works.
That's weird, right? It's really strange.
That's really, really weird.
Yeah, so I guess it's been the horniest state for a while because they've been repressed all day long. And I'll tell you what, I've been to Utah. A lot of good-looking ladies there, and you can't touch them. A friend of mine who is in the Osmond family, Donnie Marie, one of the most famous Mormon families in the world, he grew up there, obviously, as a Mormon. He says, yeah, man, a lot of hotties, no access. So not only are they repressed because they can't bang, but their women are hot. And they can't
what about
bang.
soaking?
Yeah, you can soak when you get to college. But is that something... Is that isn't worth looking forward to, Will?
No,
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, but I mean, soaking would be tough. It would be tough. to
I
just
mean, you
stop
have a
at
lot of
something.
accidents, you know.
Especially if you don't have a
Yeah.
rocker. Like imagine if you don't have
Whoops.
a rocker trying to
Yeah,
soak.
someone
Oh my God.
jumping on the bed, they bailed last minute. You're just actually just soaking.
You need a rock. You know what's really awkward too is there's always two rockers. That's the move. So if you don't know what soaking is, it's when you don't actually bang, but you just kind of stick it in, right? Just the tip.
You bang. You
Yeah,
insert
right.
your penis, but you don't thrust. You just leave.
Try
it
not
in.
to move.
You let the
basically.
rockers do that. So you have two friends. It's always two, so it's not awkward. One on each corner of the bed, and they kind of like rock you around
Jump
like
on
a
the
seesaw.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, I'm not doing it, God. It's the rockers.
Yeah.
But it must be real awkward if only one rocker shows up, right? So it's just you and some couple trying to soak.
When you guys,
Third
when you
wheel,
guys
you know.
look
Looks
at
like I'm
like
gonna have to rock myself.
Yeah.
you gotta rock.
That's what I'm
yourself.
saying. You'd rock yourself every time.
I feel like Mormon women look like when I look at a Mormon like woman, I just see like a handmaid. You know what I mean?
Hot
Like
blondes, great skin,
Yeah,
milky.
yeah.
Mhm.
They're
But-
just they're all handmaids.
No, but have you seen the women on the Real Housewives of Utah, Salt Lake City?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one blonde is so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
I mean they can be
they're-
extremely.
Yeah,
hot.
she's super.
Lots of
Mormon.
hot blondes.
Yeah.
Lots of hot blondes. Anyway, guys, look, they've always been horny. They've always been repressed. But back in 2019, something happened. Okay, a Harvard business study revealed that Utah was the biggest consumer of adult online entertainment in the entire United States. Not only that, almost everyone was paying for porn, right? Because they are good Mormons. They're not going to steal. And they want to go to a reputable site. But yeah, that got around the Mormon community, and it was not received well, to say the least. And in 2015, Utah legislators declared a porn public health crisis, and they vowed to defeat it. I think there was some sort of legislation, like a BS one, like, should we defeat the porn public health crisis? All 72 or 3 representatives
Was
were
like
yes!
a buyback porn.
We got to strike it down. We got to do something, Mark. We got to do something. They're too horny. And there's not anything else we could change to change that. It's just the porn. So that brings us to 2023. And a law was signed, guys, by the Utah governor that creates liability for porn sites to make their content available to people below the age of 18. Right? I think we talked about this in Louisiana, and we'll get to that in just a second. But in protest of this law, Pornhub has stopped putting out. That's right. So I was like, I got to figure it out. So I slapped on my VPN. I connected to a Salt Lake City server, and I went to the hub earlier today.
No,
and I
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
I did.
I know, but they stopped you.
Well, I was stopped at the door, Mark,
Yeah.
and I was met with a message. And I was met with a message from
Was it
America's
God with his arms crossed.
It was America's stepmom,
Joseph Smith.
Cherie DeVille.
Yeah, Joseph Smith.
And here's what she had to say.
I'm Cherie DeVille. As you may know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before granting you access to our website. Giving your ID card every time you want to
She
visit
in a
an
porn?
adult platform is
she's
not
big-time
the
porn
most
star.
effective solution
yeah.
for protecting our users. And in fact, will put children and your privacy at risk. In addition, mandating age verification without proper enforcement gives platforms the opportunity to choose whether or not to comply. As we've seen in other states, this just drives traffic to sites with far fewer safety measures in place.
Like bigsnakeclits.com.
However, the best and most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify users by their device and
Listen up.
allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region. Please contact your representatives and demand device-based verification solutions that make the internet safer while also respecting your privacy.
Okay.
What was her name?
That was Cherie DeVille.
You are gonna have some angry Utes on your
So let's
hands.
talk about that.
Pornhub's one of 1,000 sites you can go to. Are they all banned?
Okay, so Pornhub is owned by that company MindGeek or Mindframe or whatever. All of those are banned. And before we get into this, I'm going to get into the site specifically, but people always say call your congressperson, call your representatives if you want some
I gotta
change.
jerk off.
Right. Can you imagine some of these calls?
Hey, what the hell, man?
Jerk off.
What the hell, man?
If I log in,
That's such an embarrassing call.
I try to log in.
Oh man, I feel terrible for the people answering the phone in the Utah legislator's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another one. Another one.
I used to
Device-based.
have to answer those letters at the senator's office.
There you go.
Yeah. Any about jerking off?
No, I wish.
Yeah.
Mostly
I got a
about like
bone
local
to
issues.
pick with you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks because when you go to the site, you see Cherie DeVille, big porn star, and you're like, oh, you get excited for a second. She's like, oh, there's a buttoned up one. This is a clothed porn, and then you realize she just says that.
Senator, I'm walking into walls with this thing down here. I can't go out in public.
Crazy.
Senator?
Look, I'm not political, but you got to do something about this. So I popped around while I was logged into a Salt Lake City server to see what else was going on in the top 10 porn sites by traffic in the United States. So here they are, guys. Pornhub, obviously, you can't go in at all. X videos, no problem. XNXX, no problem. X Hamster, well,
Yeah.
maybe.
X
X Hamster, it has a prompt to start your age verification, which I attempted to as a 38-year-old man. But when you click it, doesn't go through. OnlyFans, all good. Chatterbait.com, that's number 6, all good. Number 7, Live Jasmine, yes, but with a warning message. And can we point out that Live Jasmine is only number 7 because of inadvertent traffic from Pornhub? You know what I mean?
Yeah, accidentally click.
And no one actually goes to
What
Live
about
Jasmine.
UJIS? What about RedTube? What about
Not in the top 10, Mark. Here's one I didn't know about.
Tube
This is
galore.
number 8. ePorner.com. That's number 8. Hadn't heard of that one. That's a yes. You can get right in there. YouPorn, no situation.
All right, well, you're
That's
good.
completely
It doesn't matter.
completely
You've-
shut
fine.
down.
You've
So-
got
so
3
Pornhub's-
of the better ones.
Pornhub shoot themselves in the foot here?
Well, hold on. No, let me get to number 10. BigSnakeClits.com. Wide open for access. Should you want?
She
to check
warned you
that out.
about the safety of that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess you're fine.
Look at the size of that clit.
Yes.
Size on that.
Did I slip out or
Holy
is that a clip?
moly! That thing is, look at the size of
That's
that
a
clit.
snake, huh? Yeah, because back in January, Louisiana was the first state to require age verification. We talked about it a little bit to watch porn. So Louisiana set up essentially a digital wallet that you have to register with the state, verify your identity,
Right.
and then
You have
sign
to give
into
all of your information to the state saying you're jerking off.
effectively, yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly it.
And how many times is jerking off?
Exactly it. 100% guys.
They're gonna need that data.
So you're.
It's me again. Same day. I know it's the same day, but
Checking in,
They're probably not watching right now. Huh?
checking
No
in,
way.
Senator.
yeah. Hey, Senator,
They got to sleep sometime. There's no way they know. Guys, a
did you
spokesperson.
work today? You checked it 4 times.
Right. You know that's absolutely information being used as leverage if you're ever suspected of committing a crime in an interrogation or
How many
something.
times
But
you called your senator?
exactly.
If you don't
How
pay
many
your
times? No,
taxes.
they tracked you. How many times you jerked off at work?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
weeping message to the senator.
So guys, the result of that, a spokesperson for Pornhub told CNN that since they enacted that law, Louisiana has seen an 80% fall off in their traffic from the state to Pornhub. And I thought it'd be
They're
fun.
just going to other sites then. Probably.
Exactly. Well, they're going to other sites. I
Why
thought,
is
but
Pornhub volunteering to do all this?
No, they're not. They're being targeted by legislators.
no, Pornhub is no. They're actually just being political. They're taking a stand because they think it's bullshit. Pornhub's they're arguing for a different type of verification. So essentially, they're saying this is stupid. We need to go a different direction. Pornhub doesn't need Utah's porn.
Right, 'cause they're the number one.
Louisiana's
All right.
apparently because they're losing. I think they need Louisiana's.
I think Pornhub's. I think the guys that started Pornhub are doing just fine, and this is their contribution to the
This
cause.
is like when Uber was like, all right, if you don't do the thumbprints, you can't do Uber, like that type of shit. Like they're
Right. So they're essentially saying that the way that Utah's set up right now is stupid because it's going to cause data leaks. It's going to be cumbersome, and you don't want the government knowing that you're jerking off. They're suggesting a device-based verification system, which could be a number of different things, but essentially is Web3, right? So you figure out some sort of central hub. I don't know if it's exactly. Hopefully not.
Mark,
government.
you're right. It's exactly like when Uber got in the wars with all those cities over the identification of drivers. Yeah.
exactly. It reminds me of that. Yeah.
Old school devices that you would have, like I saw my mom have, like they would generate a code and then you could log in with like the code would change every
It's a code authenticator. So you have that on your phone, right? Like,
right. Yeah, the old ones were like code authenticator.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. The bank ones. So real quick, let's end on this, guys. These are the These are Utah's top relative search terms on Pornhub. These are terms searched more often in Utah than compared to other states. Number 1, cosplay. Number 2, cream pie.
They love cream pie.
They love cream pie.
Well, they're soaking.
Because
They're
you know why,
soaking.
bro.
They're
You know why, Wes?
soaking.
That's
Because they
old
like to
school.
get pregnant. They like to breed.
They like
I
to
like when it comes,
breathe,
like when
and
it
they like to
oozes
soak.
out. Yeah.
They like
They
a
don't
little
pull that
fun.
soaker out.
They like a little fun with the cosplay,
Yeah.
and then they like the impregnation.
Show,
the way
show,
God
the
intended.
show the third
Yeah.
one, the first 2 words. The first
She's
two
gonna have so many babies. Oh,
The
yeah.
third one, guys. The third one is first time anal.
words. Not anal. First time
First
anal.
time.
Right.
That's
Oh,
classic.
you've never had this. I'm an ass virgin.
Well, why do people want to watch that? It's gonna be like somebody in pain.
Yep,
No,
yeah.
They're not all real. They're not real.
look?
Most of those girls, it's not their first time.
That's
in.
their
Yeah, yeah.
90,000th
Well,
time.
Will, I think you nailed it. It's someone in pain. But beyond that, here's what it is. They
You're
start
so
with
big.
they start with cream pie, okay, which presumably is your vagina virginity, and then after that, you got to go to ass virginity. These guys are huge purity guys, huge virgin guys. I want to know what cosplay they're talking about. I don't know. Moving on, we're running out of time. Followed by stepsister, followed by yoga. It's a very fit state. Followed by gym, followed by Mormon. Okay. Dipping your toe in your own pool. Followed by
Interesting.
college, babysitter, and then cartoon. Yeah.
It's like me like searching Texan.
Yeah. Good boy, fucker.
I want a Texan girl.
Texan.
Colin Phillips just wanted to let us know that he also enjoys cream pie porn. So thanks.
That's good. Okay.
Thanks, Colin.
And on that note,
Figured that.
that was brought to you by
tracks.
Sunday, guys. You need to get your lawn tight. I wish that I had a lawn so I could use Sunday because I watch Will using Sunday, and I'm just like, man, I want that. We put an offer in a house in Chicago, didn't get it.
Oh no!
Found out whatever. It's okay. It's fine. But I will tell you, I did spend the last 3 or 4 nights fantasizing, looking at the photos on the realty site because it's a brick backyard with a dirt patch right in the center. And you know what I was going to do, guys? I was going to seed it with grass, and I was going to hook it up with Sunday, and I was going to have a little green patch in my backyard.
Oh, it looked amazing.
Yep, it's super easy to use Sunday. It's essentially food for your lawn, and you don't have to mess around with going to Home Depot or getting worried about buying weird chemicals. It's just go on Sunday.com /hard factor, enter your address. They'll send you a customized plan just for your lawn based upon your area, fertilize the whole lawn in less than it takes time to watch a favorite episode of your TV show. 30 minutes, man. There's no harsh chemicals. It's easy. And you're going to look like a genius. Look, you fuck up enough, okay? Look smart doing this thing.
That's right. It's true.
Keep the lawn green. It's
a good point, Pat.
My lawn is so green. It's like comically green.
Take
right
the
now.
win. Take the
take the
easy
win.
win.
It's easy.
Yeah,
It's
you need
easy.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, honey. Oh, you did this? Oh, okay. Guys, Sunday's full season plan started just $109. And for a limited time, Sunday's offering our listeners 50% off your first box. So if you're a homeowner or even a renter, if you have a lawn, there's no reason you shouldn't be taking advantage of this. And I want you to do it now before the summer comes. Really enjoy that May and June with a sick, fresh lawn. Go to getsunday.com /hard factor. You can get 50% off your first box. So you can get started for as little as $55. So getsunday.com /hard factor at checkout. That's 50% off at getsunday.com /hard factor.
Wow.
What a deal.
What a deal. Wow.
I mean, DJ Bearnuts, he says in the live chat, 50% off. That can't be right. It is. Right, DJ Bearnuts. It's unbelievable. It's correct though.
Look, we're gonna get yelled at next week, and you gave it away for 50% off. We're gonna be like, look, it was in the copy, so they have to honor it.
That's the wrong digits.
Look at them and say, you did this.
Yep.
For real, Get Sunday. It is awesome. It is. If you want a green yard, best, easiest, cheapest, best way to do it. If you put a little work in yourself.
And with those porn searches being so specific, do you think pornographers, like, that would be so amazing if we had that level of data? Because porn is just ingredients thrown together on top of sex. So, like, do you think pornographers are like, what about yoga first time anal? Or what about cosplay Mormons? It's just fish in a barrel.
Yeah. Lawn sex.
Yoga first time
Green
anal.
lawn sex.
Yeah.
Oh, they're excited about AI. They want to make all these, like, they want to make the perfect videos for each
Oh,
search.
they can market directly to, like, Wes is going to get targeted ads for desk
Oh
sex.
my God.
sex.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
the
I'm
best
sure we've all
videos.
thought this, but we all, we could probably be the best porn directors of all time, right?
No doubt,
Oh,
bro.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, easy.
Of course.
I mean, with the way that I
I
search,
mean, I don't know what they're doing over there, doing it all wrong.
you find a gem every once in a while. That's about
Yeah,
it.
you do.
Everyone
you do.
was meant to do something.
That's right. Just gotta wait for the parents to die. Will, you're gonna love this one. As we know, Will has had his run-ins with the Raven.
Ooh.
Yeah, there he is. Will, what is that? How do you feel when you see that picture of that Raven perched on that branch?
It's got a smirk on its face. I'll never think a Raven's not smirking at me from now on. You know, like.
Well, he is smirking
Watch
right
it
at
just
you.
take giant dumps all over my neighbor's truck and just mock me from right outside my office window for a few weeks.
Wasn't he attacking your
last
cat
year.
too?
Yeah, probably.
I think
Will
so.
started saying before he killed it.
I think so. I didn't kill. I threw some rocks at it, but I didn't.
It
kill
did disappear.
Well, no, but that's because animal control came by because everybody was sick of that fucking Raven.
That's the rock. That's the rock that killed it. And Will called it animal control.
Will's like, I swear to God, if that Raven shits on my neighbor's truck one more time.
One more time.
And the
It was
neighbor's
in
like,
my
"What?"
tree, though. It was in my tree.
Oh, I didn't
which
even notice.
The limb goes over the neighbor's truck, and so it was shitting on his truck, which is unfortunate for him.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that was the dynamic. Did you feel responsible for the Raven shitting on his truck? Then?
No, because some ladies like saved the Raven from some park and brought it to the neighborhood for some reason, and then they released it, and it just tried to make a home in my tree. I said, "Oh, I didn't feel any respect." No, it was terrible. The Raven wouldn't fuck off. It was horrible.
That's funny. Well, those are some Raven woes, but nothing like the Raven crow woes that the people of the Ukraine are facing. Check out this headline: "Quote: Crows carrying mines are becoming a major problem in the Kharkiv region."
Oh,
that's right.
That's not
right.
good.
That's right. So according to the Kiev Post, these fucking crows are now working for Russia.
They're
and
vengeful too.
Are picking up mines and dropping them in populated places where no mines ever existed before. I'm talking shopping areas. I'm talking town squares.
How do they lift the mines? They're little.
Well, they're strong and smart.
They're
actually
I'll get to
actually the
that.
smartest birds.
They are.
What?
They're also
Yeah.
the most determined birds.
And these mines are small, okay? So listen to these recent incidents.
Yeah.
On April 14th, there was a woman recently stepped on a mine in a market in Izium, and she severely injured her leg. Another incident is the guys were working on an electrical company, checking power lines in some village in the Kharkiv region, and a 46-year-old mine stepped on a mine. The explosion blew off his foot. And then on April 18th, it happened in the center of the city in Balaklia, Kharkiv region. It was just right next to a supermarket. So this isn't out in the fields where the soldiers are trouncing around in the trenches. These things are showing up in markets, and they stepped on what's called a PFM-1 anti-personnel mine. Now, the deputy head of the cultural
anti-personnel mine. Yeah, it's meant to kill people.
To kill one, or maim one person. Kill or maim
Exactly. So the director of the Kharkiv Zoo, this guy Dmitry Stelkov, he's blaming these Russian crows and ravens for the mines being dropped in these areas. He said, quote, "Crow-type birds, especially ravens and gray crows," which look like this is a gray crow, pretty nasty-looking bird, right?
It's like an uglier crow.
Crow mixed with a vulture.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
That's
As
the
Will
worst
said,
combo.
they're very intelligent, and they can be curious about unusual-looking, unfamiliar objects. Usually they are wary of human-made items, but nowadays some of these are so used to living around people that they can take such things quite easily. And to make matters worse, these mines, again called the PFM-1, is a mine that is called the petal mine because it looks like a fucking tree leaf. Here's some examples of what it looks like.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, those are small.
They're
So-
very, very tiny.
This guy is okay. Did they like catch one and interrogate it? Like, how does he know that they're working for the Russians?
Well, it's like
They
found the shrapnel of it after the explosions, surely, right?
So it's either they've got guys.
It reeked of vodka.
Who are you working for, Raven?
Yeah.
They could tell if that was Russian or Ukrainian. Though. Do they?
True.
I mean,
It was Russian vodka, though.
It was Russian. They have to be Russian crows. They're dropping them in Ukraine. So
I mean, this is probably the worst thing that you to have get out if you're a nation at war with another nation. This
is a war crime.
You've been reduced to.
This is a horrible. This is a horrible war crime.
Single mines with crows. Like,
well, I don't know about that because it seems to be relatively effective. Because
well, Mark's right. It is a war crime.
horrible.
It's absolutely a war crime.
This is terrorism.
They're dropping it in civilian locations.
And these
Terrorism.
specific mines, Mark, were outlawed, made illegal by the Ottawa Treaty, and it was a convention prohibiting the use, stockpiling, production.
Oh, we did not read that treaty.
Oh, Russia doesn't give a fuck about these treaties. But let's watch a video of how these mines work that are these crows are dropping in civilian areas.
Okay. Do they have video of the crow dropping the
No,
mine?
unfortunately not. Hang on.
Right, or the interrogation of the crow.
To do this,
Smart to get on camera.
it's not what you think. The PFM-1 anti-personnel mine is a scatterable, high-explosive anti-personnel landmine, also referred to as green parrot or the
tiny it
butterfly
is.
So it's
mine.
for, like,
They're
cars and
typically
shit.
packed in groups of up to 300
people.
and then scattered over
God.
large areas
Anti-personnel.
like cluster bombs. 11 pounds of
Not for
force is all it takes to detonate them. So how could they scatter these mines without them exploding? PFM-1 has a delayed fuse, which doesn't get armed until after they've been placed. But once armed, they cannot be disarmed, although they could be safely detonated by driving an armored vehicle over them. Of course, their use was made internationally illegal in 1997 by the Ottawa Treaty. Not only are they capable of inflicting widespread casualties among military and civilian populations, they're particularly dangerous for children, as they can be
so
easily mistaken
camouflaged.
for toys due
Yeah.
to their shape
They're
and color.
so
That said,
camouflageable.
reports of them being used in
They're like the
Ukraine's
size of a
Eastern
deck of
Front
cards.
have surfaced throughout the war.
Oh man,
So-
that is awful.
Yeah, pretty fucked up. So again, going to how can these things? First of all, they're very tiny. They weigh about 4 ounces, and a raven, a large bird like a crow,
Are
can
there a bunch
easily-
of birds like exploding in the air?
No, because they're not heavy enough to detonate them when they. It takes
Chewing
10
on them?
pounds to detonate it if you stand on it. So they're just picking these things up because they look like I don't know. They're just curious about the object. Then they figure out, oh, I don't like this thing, and they drop it. And these birds can carry up to 1.5 pounds in flight.
Hold
These
on.
things
so
are-
it's just-
what if
it's-
they
oh,
fly
it's
the
just
wrong
happening-
direction and take it back to Russia?
It's
could.
no, it's just happening by accident because they're
Yeah.
dropping so many.
Of course,
these
they're
things.
not Russia trained crows, guys. But it's fucked up that
Where are they getting them? Where are they?
They're-
Where's the
they're-
stockpile? Where's the stockpile?
in the fields where they haven't been cleared yet. So the Russians have laid all these mines in the fields,
And the birds
and
are
the
getting
birds
them?
are just picking them up and carrying them like they're like
Carrying them over
they're like
Ukrainian
pollinating
cities.
the fucking city
Yeah,
with mines.
yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to get a posse together now.
Yeah. And what's fucked up is that these things can last 10 years. So even hopefully if the war ends next month, these crows and ravens could be dropping these illegal mines.
Well,
They're
if
not
the
supposed
war
to be
ends,
out
you
there.
need to run all the armored vehicles back
Right.
and forth over the fields
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but there's still probably some scattered.
I mean, dude, there's still there's 23 million in Egypt mines,
Whoa.
9 to 15 million in Angola, Iran, 16 million.
Dude, mines are crazy. They mainly just because people like they're not always
legs and
deadly.
stuff.
They lose legs, they lose feet, they just disable people for the rest of their lives, and they can kill a kid, obviously. But I mean, because they're lower to the ground, but it's fucked up. So crazy. These crows are just dropping these what are supposed to be illegal mines in the cities in Kharkiv. Nuts.
I thought you were doing something about sausage fingers today.
I was, and then I got too deep into the crows. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Okay, Wes. Well, I mean, we needed to know. You got to know about the crows. You got to know about the
Yeah.
crows.
Yeah.
So, crow bomb.
Interesting.
It is
stuff.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine crows. Crow mines. All right, well, that's a shitty situation, Wes. And as I said at the top of the show, I got a couple more to talk about. So, Mark's got a really fun bender to end the show. So,
Oh yeah.
we're like Andy Dufresne right now. We're just going through the sewer.
You're gonna want to drink at the end of the show.
We'll be out. We'll
Crawling
be out
through
soon.
the shit.
Right. So we got the shitty situation in the hole now. And I need to ask you guys one simple question to start this segment off. What would you do if your neighbor began dumping his family's human shits from a bucket onto your adjoining lawn every day?
I would fire back the same way.
Call the police.
Couple questions to ask you.
Okay. So
How many ladies are in the family?
I would
How
worsen
hot are
my,
they?
I would somehow worsen my diet, make it all liquid, and fire back.
You don't want to get
Firing
into a
back.
war with this guy.
Wes, I
I do.
think it's dangerous for sure because
Yeah.
they're dumping shit buckets on.
He's
your-
already
your
doing
yard.
this. What else can he do? What else
Is it
how far is he gonna go?
voluntary or involuntary collection? I'd want to know that as well.
Voluntary collection.
I might
Do your business in the bucket for daddy.
I might add some jizz into my bucket as well.
So Mark's just going straight to a full scale war with
Yep.
the poop neighbor.
I kind of
Pat,
think
what do
this
you
is a
get?
step up.
Yeah.
do you got?
You have to
I mean,
escalate it.
no, not as bad as shit.
Well, I would do both. I'm saying it would be a concoction.
Oof, what a bucket.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Mark's bucket's even grosser than this guy's
That's a
bucket.
mad
That's
bucket.
what I'm saying.
I would frame him.
There's jizz in there too.
I'd
Oh,
frame
where's
him with like
Dump-
heroin or child porn or something like that. I'd take him out of the equation.
Oh, you frame him. Okay, so Pat's going to.
Oh, that's good. I like
Yeah,
That's
I'd
a good one,
I'd
too.
ruin him, or
Just
I'd ruin him
catch him doing it.
digitally.
Turn him in.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys know what you would do. I mean, it sounds like you would have it under control if this happened to you. That's the actual situation that residents in Pulaski County, Arkansas, have been dealing with for 3 years.
Oh, that's stinky.
3 years. Here is the shit bucket. You can see it just sitting on their property, just waiting to be dumped onto a neighbor's property.
I'd
Maybe
call it
steal it.
toilet.
Maybe steal the shit bucket. You know,
I'm sure they got another bucket somewhere, Wes. They'll just you take one shit
Well,
bucket away.
If you take their shit
One
bucket,
shows
I think that's more a declaration of war than just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
maybe,
Or
yeah.
you
Yeah.
seize the bucket, and then if
You
anyone
take my
in town,
shit bucket.
if anyone in town sees that guy with a bucket, it's their duty as a neighbor to stop him and remove the bucket from his hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the shit bucket.
Don't sell
and
buckets to this man.
He steals.
Look, you're on a no bucket list.
from somewhere. That is not. Nothing's bought. And this is the trailer.
Did
that
they
the,
shit outside the bucket? It looks like
belongs
they got some shit on the outside of the bucket there.
Well, when you take every shit in a bucket, Mark, you're gonna
Yeah.
get it.
Right. I
little shit
mean,
on it.
Mark.
My asshole wasn't over the bucket.
Mark, take a look at take a look at any toilet, any public toilet, right?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
not a bucket. There's
But-
shit everywhere.
But I understand the inside splatter, but how did it get on the outside?
I mean, it's when it gets dark.
They were too high in the air.
He
They
got
were-
impatient. He started moving off the toilet before he's done.
Yeah, you lose
Yeah, yeah,
balance.
yeah.
You lose balance.
Yeah,
You lose
okay.
balance. It's a wooded area. Also, you notice there's not a lot of outdoor lighting at the trailer house there.
So Will's showing a picture of an encampment that has no plumbing. It's not even a trailer house. It's like it's one of those big vans. It's like the smallest possible RV kind of thing.
Yeah, they own the property and they have no plumbing, basically.
Yeah, Carl, I was about to ask if I could put that up because Carl, you should stop listening
Yeah.
while you're eating.
We're talking
idea,
shit
Carl.
buckets right now, Carl. It's a shitty
Constantly.
situation, so prepare yourself. Here is the clip from local reporter Emma Allen with one of the affected residents in Pulaski County, Erica Craig. Here you guys go.
On a Friday in Pulaski County with a woman who is fed up with her neighbors. She claims that they have been defecating in buckets and then dumping it in the neighborhood.
Erica Craig says the outside of her home now has a similar smell to a porta potty because of the feces she claims her neighbors have been dumping.
They've been taking their feces in buckets and dumping it at the back of their property, and then across the street at another person's property. They've been dumping it on their property too. And they've been doing this now for about 3 years.
Craig claims that feces ends up in her yard when the rain washes it downhill.
They had at one point a porta potty that was hollowed out, and they were just letting it wash down the ditches.
And she claims the smell
Yeah, it's
is
an outhouse.
almost unbearable.
God, when the wind blows, it's awful. You cannot sit outside. You can't even sit in that back room back there with the door open because it just consumes
Smells
the
like
house.
England.
Craig said her parents have lived in this same home for 32 years, and she claims the fecal matter has been ending up in their yard for around 3 years now. Craig says more than
showing the
anything, she is
property.
worried about her family's health.
Wes, I'm not sure what if you saw what kind of dog was on
I mean,
the property.
it looked like a little mix there. Yeah.
Well, I probably wouldn't start a war with a family that owns multiple pit bulls. That's probably a bad idea.
Multiple pit bulls, shits in a bucket and dumps it on your lawn.
That's bullying.
Yeah.
That's bullying.
So, but like people have had latrines since fucking forever, right? Like there's a way to do it.
Oh, they
yeah, but you
tried to
don't-
make a latrine.
Yeah, they did. They tried to do like an Alaskan outhouse, and
Right.
but you do that when you don't live within 10 miles of someone.
Right, they have neighbors on either side. It's just people who are on a trailer on a patch of land they own. That everywhere around them, all the other plots are houses.
Yeah.
but they're
Hey.
just shitting in.
They're living like they're in the woods. Yeah.
Hey, neighbor, you see this right here? This is the line. Do you mind if I turn this line into a latrine? This is my side. This is your side. I can do a nice latrine here, I think.
I know it's inconvenient, but I ain't got no plumbing over here. So I'm just going to start dumping my shits in my yard. And then when my yard fills up, I'm going to fill your yard up with my shits.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
So composting toilets, outhouses, and other off-the-grid toilets are legal, but highly regulated. So it sounds like these guys probably aren't.
This is highly illegal what they're doing.
So
Right.
which one's worse?
And hold on.
It's very illegal.
A hole, they call it a hole. You can cover a hole. You can only use a single hole for 5 years tops. After 5, you have to cave it in. Yeah,
They're coming up. They're coming up on that with 3 years.
They're not using one hole though. They're dumping it all over. They're not complying with any sewage laws whatsoever. We'll get to the legal part in a second.
Which one's worse? This scenario, human family waste for 3 years, or when we first got introduced to Charlie, the hilarious newscaster, when the guy did a shit wall of cow shit to his neighbor.
Oh, this is way worse.
This is
way
worse.
worse.
Human shit.
This is
Human
worse.
shit.
Cow shit.
3
I
years.
bet the cow shit smells worse though.
Dude,
No,
you
human
know
shit
this
smells
is
worse.
human shit.
You smell
know
cow
this
shit all
is
the
human
time.
shit.
And
Yeah,
it doesn't
human
bother
shit
you.
is way worse.
Human shit. Human
Really?
shit's always the worst.
I was gonna say wall of
always
cow
the
shit.
worst. No,
Cow shit's fertilizer. I mean,
Cow
a
shit
farm,
can't
a
be
farm
worse than
is
human
cow
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
And farms are nice to hang out at. They just smell like cow shit.
can't be worse than okay. So, and you guys asked about the legality. It is totally illegal. So they tried to call people, Wes. They tried to report him like you would have done. Erica, who was the fact you saw in the video, and KATV, the news station, they both tried to contact the authorities, but this shit-covered yard is just outside North Little Rock city limits in Pulaski County, Arkansas, who claim Pulaski County does that they have no authority on sewage matters whatsoever. And so there's nobody to enforce anything. And then the state plumbing inspector, who you're supposed to contact in this situation if you're in Pulaski County and they can't do anything about the sewage, just never seems to be in the office either to help out. So,
well, there's no technically plumbing there, Will. So if I was him, I would also avoid it on a technicality.
Right. He's like, I'm just not going to inspect the shit covered yard.
What does that say on the sound there?
Phone.
It says state plumbing officer. Okay. No plumbing out there.
Yeah.
I like this story, Will, because I'm not the person getting shit on. This is a good.
Right. So, but if you were, you got to move basically. Like
Yeah.
it's either start a war with a multiple pit bull shits in a bucket family who definitely is well armed in the woods, or move. You have
Well,
to
this
move.
is the
That's
coup de
shitty
grace of shitty neighbor stories. If you were like,
Yeah.
oh, I got a shitty neighbor, then this guy trumps you at the end.
Oh,
the actual shitty neighbor.
Unbeatable.
I'd almost rather he fuck my wife than pour shit on my yard. You know?
All
But
right.
what
Once a
if-
month.
every day or like once a month? Yeah, every
Once a month.
Yeah,
Once a month.
once a month. Once a month.
Once a month you can fuck
Because
my
if
wife.
it's every day, I'll take
You
the shit.
quit this
Yeah.
stuff out. Knock it
Cut
out.
a deal, buddy.
I'll tell you
Shit,
what,
it is.
though.
It is the third, isn't it? All right.
I know what I would do. I'm looking at land in Pulaski County. You can get 3 acres for $40,000. You buy that and you deed it over to them. You say, let's trade. Get
Make them
lost.
move to a new shit
It's
yard.
not like they have a house
Well,
anyway.
what animal has the smelliest shits in the world?
Human.
Okay, other than human.
Humans.
Okay, look, there's a live comment from expert on everything, Jack Severt. Chicken shit has super strong ammonia
Okay,
scent.
there you go.
But he likes chicken shit. Easiest for him to
Okay.
tolerate.
See, what I'm saying is get the animal with the smelliest
Right. These
shits.
guys work in a chicken coop.
Get
so
the animal
you're
with the
not getting them out with
smelliest
chicken
shits.
shit smell.
I'm telling you, humans is the worst smelling shit.
Oh,
And then
no.
get
Here we
that
go.
shit in there.
It's the striped polecat, Mark.
There you
Oh,
go.
cat,
Get a
yeah.
striped polecat and maybe a couple of them and have them shit in dude's yard.
It's their defense mechanism. A striped polecat's feces can
skunk.
temporarily blind its enemies.
Holy
There you
Mark,
go.
that's like
Get a
that's like
striped
nuclear
pork-
war. No, that doesn't make sense. That's like
He's
nuclear war where
declaring
you
nuclear
just
war on you.
no, but you're just destroying both properties.
Hey,
And
look.
it's going to be the stinkiest place on earth.
Yeah, it'll
Well-
make it unbearable for you even more so.
Look, you got to fight back.
He's going to pick up your striped polecat shit and throw it right back at you. That's what this guy's doing.
and then next time he's dropping his shit, he's doing it blind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what I would call.
I know how to get to your house. I don't need eyes.
You blinded
next
me.
door. I can smell my way over there.
Nice move, but it's not over.
He took my eyes.
All right.
I didn't think you had the strapped polecat in you, but this ain't over. All right.
Real quick, following up on another shitty situation real fast. We mentioned this on the last pod. The Godfather of AI, aka Jeffrey Hinton. Here's what he looks like. He won the Turing Award in 2019 for his work on deep learning and neural networks that make AI functionality possible. And so this same guy now has retired at age 75 from Google and is warning that AI will probably quickly becomes much smarter than humans, and who knows how long it will deem us necessary after that happens. Could be used to massively increase the number of global cyber attacks and realistic online scams. That's fun. Could be used by governments for hyper censorship and extreme surveillance of their own and other global citizens. Could be used by, to automate misinformation campaigns by pretty much anybody on Earth with the time and money to spend on that and bad intentions. So that just can happen. And he says it's definitely going to lead to massive layoffs and fake images and videos fooling the internet in the near term. And so this guy, Jeffrey, made it all possible with deep learning and neural network breakthroughs and is now warning us that he may have just doomed us all. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for that.
You know what? Put this guy in a room with striped polecats for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's what I call a shitty situation.
You know,
I'm sorry. So sorry I did it.
How far away are we from someone who's mad at a politician or someone making a deep fake of them, like, you know, sucking dick or doing something like
it's already happened. I mean, the Trump jail stuff was like basically the first one of them.
But I mean, like a realistic one that creates a scandal. Like, how far are we away from that?
A couple months. Yeah.
Any day.
All right, let's end it on this wild one sent in by Leeds United fan and Heart of Hive member Andrew Parker. By the way, Leeds is very close to the relegation
line. It's a tough time for Leeds right now.
Oh yeah,
gonna be a tense last few games. We're 1 point ahead with 4 hard matches left.
All right,
some of the teams in the relegation line have easier. I don't know. If I were to bet right now, Leeds is getting relegated. But I hope they don't.
I do.
It's probably true. Yeah, it's probably true. But I think the boys are gonna band together. They're gonna MOT, marching on together.
They're gonna march on to the second division.
Yeah, less competition, hopefully less stress.
Yeah, more
hopefully,
wins.
Mark. Yeah. It'll be a second year in a row of scoring a last-second goal to get in and just stay alive.
Pretty soon, we can all go to a Wrexham versus Leeds game, hang out with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElroy. All right,
are they going to be in the same league or
no? They're one apart once we get relegated, but. Yeah. They're gonna pay for. They're trying to get Gareth Bale on their team. They're gonna move up again at some point. But look, I know one guy who doesn't give a shit about footy, and that's 23-year-old surfer and carpenter. You're not gonna believe this name, Pat, especially Bodie Manny Risby Jones, who hails from Noosa on Queensland, Australia's Sunshine Coast. Bodie literally only lives to get radical.
Oh my God, dude.
And that's exactly what he did recently on a trip to Simeulue, probably didn't say that right, island off the west coast of Sumatra, which is, I think I have some pictures. It's like, it's way out. It's way out there. Yeah.
They got nice breaks there, bro.
Let me pull up on the map where that is. It's way out there, you know. Let me see. Island map. Let me see there. It's kind of near Australia, which is why like it was an easy trip for him. You see, it's a little bit north, but it's not an easy trip for us.
There by Indonesia.
It is Indonesia.
Okay.
It's Indonesia. So yeah, so Bodie's taking a surfing trip up there, not worrying about the EPL. And yeah, so not only was Bodie chasing skirts, shots, and waves while staying at the Moon Beach Resort, but he was also chasing locals in the nude. Bodie got wildly drunk, allegedly, then started running around town naked, wreaking all kinds of havoc, scaring the ever-living shit out of the tiny Indonesian locals. Had he done this in New Zealand, he would have been clotheslined or bear-hugged by the first large Polynesian man he came across. But in Sumatra, they're the tiny folk, and they could not handle drunk Bodie. Yeah,
Bodie's been around the South Pacific enough to know to stay away from New Zealand. He knows that to do his antics.
He jumped New Zealand, went straight to tiny people Indonesia, and just started terrorizing them like Godzilla. During his rampage, he allegedly pushed a motorbike that was moving into local fisherman E.D. Ron, leaving him with a broken leg that needed 50 stitches, broken ankle and leg. He just threw a motorbike at him, and he's like, yeah, fisherman, tiny fisherman. Rah!
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. He also smacked and hit several locals like in the head and ass, like as he's just running around drunk, being like, yeah, it's small. And these people
Sounds
in
like fun, huh? Sounds like
yeah,
fun.
he was hammered, naked. These people in Sumatra happen to be devout Muslims and are extremely conservative. So they're not the type of people that like this scene. In fact, their enraged response was to burn down the resort Bodhi was staying at, and they tried to, but their chief stopped them like right at the end. They're like, no, don't burn down the resort just yet. But they all like got ready with like fucking fire to burn down.
Yeah, they thought he was the devil.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
he sounds like
Where's he sleeping? And they wanted to burn down this like 5-star resort.
That's
you can't
so
blame
cool.
him. You can't blame him. Broke that guy's leg.
Yeah, exactly.
Send out the crazy one.
Yeah.
Consocha.
That got stopped, but the chief of the village, Suhardi Fileno, that Bodhi terrorized that village, decided that due to the rule they have called Pusijoik, that which means one must have peace with the party that they have a problem with to prevent the same problem from occurring. They said that the Moon Beach Resort would have to make peace by slaughtering their favorite goat as a sacrifice for Bodhi's actions.
Yes.
So Bodhi got like the local goat slaughtered because of his actions.
Their favorite goat.
Their favorite goat.
Well, they
so
said it
Bodhi
was their
got to just like
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
eat
true.
goat and laugh with everybody
No.
after it was over.
Bodhi's not off the hook either.
We
This is
really
just-
don't want to kill this goat. Jeez,
Right.
we got to kill this.
and eat it.
This is
and
our
then
best
serve
one.
It and serve it to our guest tonight as the special. Well, that was just for the Moon Beach Resort to not get burned down. Well, Bodhi has his own things he has to suffer.
Oh, good.
The fisherman who was severely injured, his wife, Iri Saljuana, reported Bodhi to the local police, and now he faces a punishment of several years behind bars and being caned 40 times.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
they
it's
did the
probably not good to
caning.
break. Yeah. Indonesia, didn't they
Indonesia
just
is-
kill a guy for weed? 1
Yep.
kilogram of weed?
Yep. No, he's gonna
Yeah.
get like a life in jail and caned 40 times. That is unless Bodhi just pays off the family, which then everything will be dropped and Bodhi will be able to surf there again. Hang 10. So he just has to find like a probably equivalent of $300 will do the trick.
Yeah, they talk
Fried
about how
goats.
hardcore Indonesia is, but they don't talk about how corrupt they are too.
Right. Just,
Oh, so you can just give him money and he's okay.
They threaten death upon you, but he can just literally bribe them, and then he's like a member of the tribe. Bodhi claims he only had
Great
one
deal.
It is a great deal. You can buy your way in. Bodhi claims he only had one shot of vodka, and it must have been that he was suffering from sunstroke from doing all the surfing he was doing. Yeah, sure, Bodhi. The sun usually gets me to run around naked and beat up tiny ancient people too. You know, sure.
One shot.
Like in
Yeah.
a video game, slapping the locals.
Bodhi did say he was sorry, and that the locals did enact some revenge on him. When at one point during his rampage, a bunch of them jumped on his back and tackled him and punched and kicked him while he was on the ground. He said it felt like a bunch of gnats were landing on him, but he also
It's like
Is this guy like the
shiatsu.
Logan, like the Paul brothers of Australia? What,
I guess so, because this is him after he allegedly got jumped. Not that great a job by the locals. Also, he asked if the punishment, if for his punishment, he could just ride just 100-foot wave, which he knew for sure was coming this weekend with the 100-year storm. You know what I mean? He said,
Beach.
look, he said, hey, look, why don't you just let me ride the storm out, and then we can call bygones bygones. And that's what Bodhi wanted. We'll see if he gets it.
You know I'm not coming back, man.
Yeah. By the way, can we watch Hard Factor watch party for Point Break soon, please?
Yeah, dude. We got it,
Ooh,
man.
speaking of that, we will schedule trivia soon, and also maybe we should do a watch party instead of trivia one of these times because Point Break.
Yeah.
Also,
Or maybe right after trivia.
a few
watch party.
movies you should watch if you listen to this show. Point Break, definitely. Also, My Cousin Vinny. We would do a lot of My
Yeah.
Cousin Vinny references. Also, The Big Lebowski. We do a lot of Big Lebowski.
Anything with
references.
Arnold in it.
And all twins for sure. All Arnold
All
movies.
22 feature-length Arnold Schwarzenegger films.
That's right. That's right. I just
Not to
watched
load you
Raw
up.
Deal. I introduced my wife to Raw Deal this week. Boy, that's a shitty
Ooh.
movie.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing paperwork for days. Go on, get out of here. Yeah.
You can't introduce
Then
your
he
wife
gets in a
to Raw
convertible
Deal.
at the end. He just drives around like a lot and shooting people at like a car lot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad. That
Makes you second guess how good Raw Deal is when you watch it with a lady.
Yeah, that deal's
yeah,
funny.
it really does.
Because
Matt.
you're like, you're gonna love this, and you're like, shit, is this bad?
And
It's
She
bad.
falls asleep within 5 minutes, dude.
In
It's
Raw Deal,
insane.
And so there's literally a scene where Arnold's mentor, who's like a fat like chief of police, he's a detective.
Mustached.
Yeah, like he's his mentor the whole movie. Like halfway through the movie, he gets shot and killed, and Arnold's like laying next to him as he's dying, and he's like, "Boss, oh no!" And the chief of police is like, "Get out of here! Go get the bad guys! Get out of here!" And Arnold's like, "No, I will not leave you." He's like, "Go get out of here! You'll be doing paperwork for days if they find you here." Like, what?
Yeah, he could have just thrown him to the hospital.
Yeah. You'll be doing paperwork for days.
Remember, he was undercover. No, he couldn't. And he also had to then get in the convertible and drive around, like Mark said, and kill like 1,000 bad guys while in a convertible. So, I mean, it has its redeeming qualities, but overall, yeah, not a good date night movie, Pat.
We like movies. But that's it for Hard Factor. Let's bring up the wheel.
All right. Here we go. Is it spinning?
It's a remake. I didn't know that.
It's not spinning.
Got the coffee.
That was a remake?
Oh, I'm hitting the fucking screen on
Oh, you're clicking.
There it is.
Will will have your coffee for
Will's got your coffee. Who's on High Five on 2 days from now?
I believe it's me.
Oh.
It's Wes or Pat. I think Pat got back-to-back high fives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not me.
Yeah,
it's me.
It's Pat. So send in your voicemails and stuff. You got a couple days. Oh, 5-star reviews, please. 5-star reviews. But look, we love you guys. And we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great fucking day today, though.